Hey everyone, it's Tracy here. I'm excited to bring you a process video about how I put together a scrapbook layout using some of the bits and pieces from the April kits. Because I do my scrapbook layouts in a 9 by 12 size, I always have a strip of 3 by 12 patterned paper left over. I always make sure that I save these pieces of paper because they come in handy when you need to add embellishments to other layouts. So I'm cutting down a piece of 12 by 12 grid paper from Studio Calico, and that is going to be my background. And I also went ahead and I printed out 6 2 by 2 pictures onto one 4 by 6. I have a plan to make a grid layout, which is kind of funny, a grid layout on grid paper, haha. And I'm using these strips that I've cut down into squares that are a little bit larger from 2 by 2, just so you can see them on the background. And I am planning on adding the 2 by 2 pictures to the patterned paper squares. So I'm just cutting out a variety of squares. I needed 9 for this layout. So I just went ahead and grabbed my favorite papers and cut the squares out. Didn't really plan anything out other than having the squares. So I just kind of am going along with it. For those wondering, I am using a Fiskars 6 by 12 paper trimmer that I picked up from Michael's last year. Now that I have all the little squares cut out, I'm going to lay everything out on my desktop first before I tape it down to the paper. Scrapbook layouts are a bit more permanent than the project life spreads that I'm used to doing, so I like to make sure that I have everything how I want it before I get the adhesive out. So the adhesive that I'm using here is from the Studio Calico shop. It's called This to That by American Crafts. I think it's a great little size. I know that there's some people that have these big, massive adhesive guns. I don't have the space for those, so this is the perfect size to just toss into a drawer. So I started to embellish my spread before I had finished it, which didn't actually work out how I wanted it to, which is why I will be stopping that momentarily. I really like when embellishments have a clear backing to them. I like to just sort of visualize where it's going to go, and so having the clear transparent background helps you see what the embellishment will look like once it's actually on your spread. So now I'm going to sort of roughly put everything onto the actual paper. I'm not going to be gluing anything down yet because that kind of scares me. So until I'm absolutely happy with where things go, I leave the adhesive. I printed out some words from Photoshop onto vellum using my laser printer. I really like how vellum looks. As you can see from my gallery this past month, I printed a lot of things on vellum, including pictures. So using Photoshop, I just put it on a blank canvas, and unfortunately I kind of wasted a bit of vellum here. Didn't really plan things out properly. I just kind of went with it. So I'm just using my little scissors to cut all the individual words out, which I'm going to put under each picture. Now that I am happy with where the squares are, I'm going to adhere them down. I was going to originally use my sewing machine, which is why it is on the corner of my desk there, but I decided against it. I'm still learning how my sewing machine works, and I was happy with using the adhesive. So that is why my sewing machine is in the corner, if you guys are curious. So the title here was actually a little bit shorter than 9 inches and a little bit longer than the width of the squares. So I just used a pencil and just drew the lines across just so it would be the same as the width of all the squares. I used a glue stick to lightly tap the glue onto the vellum. If you use a lot of glue, you'll actually be able to see it through the vellum when it dries. So I just tapped a little bit down to keep it in place, and then I will actually sew the title down on the page. Now that everything is glued down, I'm going to add my embellishments that you saw earlier. The gold glitter chipboard hearts are probably one of my favorite things. It's from the new 7 paper line from Studio Calico. It's a part of the Amelia collection. I'm pretty sure I need about 5,000 of them. They're gold and glitter and hearts, and well, they're my favorite. And then I'm also using other embellishments from the April scrapbook kits. I'm really happy with how this layout turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed my process video. To see more of the things I create, be sure to check out my blog and follow me on Instagram. I hope you guys have a great day.